Today's show is brought to you by croc7.com. What's happening, people? Feel free Yen here. First story I want to start with today is one that just made me feel sick. This lifeguard dived in to save this 3-year-old child that was almost drowning in his wave machine. As you can see in this video, it's kind of hard to spot because there were so many people there. Like, good on this guy for being such, a good lifeguard and being able to spot this and get in and save this girl before anything worse could have happened. But the thing about this story that kind of really annoyed me was the fact that he had to spend some time after that walking around trying to find the child's family. And once he found the child's family, they didn't even realise she was missing. And this is a 3-year-old girl, it's not a teenager or even like a younger child, like a 10-year-old. This is a 3-year-old girl. They just let her wander around at the swimming pool. The lifeguard said that he'd been doing this job for 18 years and he still gets surprised at how children are left to just run and play near this water where they could just drown. Also, he said any parents that let a 3-year-old go into a wave pool with no life jacket should be prosecuted for neglect. I totally agree with this guy. Recently we're seeing a lot more of these stories where children are hurt or almost hurt just because they're not being watched by their parents. I don't know why parents think it's okay just to leave your children and not watch them, but you can't do that. I have a daughter, I'm always watching her, I've always got my eye on her. How could you live with yourself if something bad actually did happen? But then again, some people would just blame other people for it, wouldn't they? Anyway, that's enough for me being a pessimist. On to the next story, which is a little glimmer of hope. The creator of the internet, Tim Berners-Lee, has been meeting with other professionals in the internet, co-creator of TCP/IP, the Mozilla project leader, and some other people who are gathered at a summit called the Decentralized Web. And they're basically talking about how, among other things, but how they can make another internet that's not so controlled by mega corporations and government. Kind of interesting to see if they could do this. It takes a lot of money, and the reason the internet is where it is today is because of the money that was made by these companies on the internet to fund its growth. Without that, it wouldn't have become what it is today. It would still just be a few computers connected to one another. I'm kind of on the fence with this. I don't like to be on the fence with stories, but I kind of think the internet does need to have corporations kind of making money to be able to fund it, and governments need to be putting money into infrastructure to fund the transfer of data. And without that money, then it would be really difficult to create something new. I really would love if you had free internet, because the premise that internet's free for everybody, everybody's got access to all information and can create and distribute to everybody whatever they create, is like an amazing thing. But then again, if it's not monetized in any way, then who's going to foot the bill? Because it's expensive to transfer the vast amounts of data that are required for the internet. This next story is kind of horrible, to be honest. It's about this wellness blogger. I don't know if you've heard about it. You might have. It's been going on for quite a while. But basically, she pretended that she had a brain cancer to help sell her app on having gluten-free diet or something. And it's come out that she didn't actually have brain cancer. And it said she had heart surgeries and stuff, I think, and she didn't actually have them either. It's kind of horrible. Daisy's cousin died of brain cancer, so it makes me feel for him in this case. But then on the other hand, this woman was just trying to seize an opportunity. She thought if people thought they could cure cancer by getting her app, then it would make her a lot of money. And I think it made her a little bit, but was it worth being named and shamed like this? And she's getting so much hate. And I can understand why, because if somebody thought they could cure brain cancer with this app and they bought that rather than take the medication and they died, then she's probably quite liable for that, I guess. But then again, I don't think it should become a big witch hunt, because she was just seeing an opportunity. She might have just been a stupid person making a stupid mistake, and she probably regrets it, to be honest. She probably thought it was just a business idea, didn't realise the repercussions and didn't see what would happen down the line. So yeah, I think she should just be treated like any other business would be treated in this case, where they have false advertising, and even though it's in a real sensitive area, it should be treated exactly the same. And I don't think everyone should be a witch hunt for that. What do you guys think? Let me know below. Do you think she's the worst person in the world, or Do you think she was just capitalising on opportunity? Love to hear your opinions and try to respond to all of them. And then for the last story, Fallout 4 is looking to get a VR released next year. So I've played Fallout in the past, like New Vegas and stuff, and I did love Fallout, but now you've got like DayZ and Arma 3 where the whole open world, but the other players are other players. The whole playing Fallout and talking to, you know, kind of pretend players doesn't really do it for me anymore as a gamer. If you notice my gaming channel, you'll see it's all Arma, DayZ and stuff like that. But VR, maybe I might do it. It brought me back to cinemas, so I started to go back to watch cinemas when they had 3D and stuff, but virtual reality in this game would be amazing. So maybe, but then it depends on how much the Oculus Rift or whatever VR they're going to be using drops in price by then. Because I'm just holding out, because I know it's real expensive at the moment, but give it a year or so and it'd be, you know, half, if not quarter the price. Or there'd be knockoff versions from China that are a lot cheaper. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this progresses, and I'm excited for it. To be honest, as a gamer, virtual reality gaming could be the next thing. You know, well, it is the next thing, but it could be actually something that every consumer could afford and be able to enjoy. What do you guys think of this? If you have any comments or questions or want to say anything about any of the stories, let me know below. Like I say, I love to hear your comments and try to respond to all of them. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.